Most people think time is like a river that flows swift and sure in one direction. But I have seen the face of time, and I can tell you, they are wrong. Time is an ocean in a storm.
Oh.
Father, I have brought us honor and glory.
Your Majesty, you promised me my choice of the Maharaja's treasures. That dagger.
Surely you won't deny the lad a souvenir of his first battle. You may have your choice of all the Maharaja's other treasures. Except that hourglass. That will make a fine gift for the Sultan of Azad when we pass through his city. And some exotic animals for his menagerie. And a few dozen slave girls. Yes, that should be enough. I want no animals or maidens harmed until I have chosen. Let it be known, King Shahraman is merciful in victory.
Trust not a man who has betrayed his master, nor take him into your own service, lest he betray you too. I learned the truth of this to my sorrow, the day that we arrived in Azad as the Sultan's honored guests.
My friend.
My friend, your visit brings joy and honor to my poor and humble dwelling. If only you'd given me time to prepare a proper welcome.
The glories of Azad are famed throughout the world. And yet, the best is yet to come. I give you the sands of time. May the friendship between our kingdoms endure as long as time itself.
The sand, why does it glow?
I can tell you. Inside the hourglass is a marvel that no living man has seen. Alas, only the dagger can unlock the sands of time, and it belongs to a greater one than I. A young prince, dearer to his father than all the wealth of India. Perhaps he will oblige.
No! No! Stop!
Is it meant to do this? Alicia Sigataha!
And so that was a masterpiece of the era. I remember having to upgrade my graphics card. It required one that has 128 megabytes of RAM in order to function. And I used to have a Voodoo card back then. But basically it was such a popular game that many people did upgrade their system in order to play it. And it created a franchise. It managed to have 5 titles. And then they decided to go with Assassin's Creed. And so Prince of Persia died. And you can understand why they refused to go back to it. Number one, it had Orientalism. And it was decided by the academia that actually Orientalism is incredibly damaging to the British Muslims and the French Muslims and the German Muslims. And if it's offensive, it shouldn't exist. It also had themes of heteronormativity. You can't show that to teenagers, right? Like trying to show a teenager that there can be romance between a man and a woman. I mean, that can confuse them with the LGBTs they learned in school. And so, themes of hypersexualization, like implying that a woman can be more beautiful than the HR lady, like get the fuck out. And so they completely dumped the entire franchise. And I'm actually happy that they did so. I would not want to see what they would have done to Prince of Persia if it actually continued, because I already see what they did to Assassin's Creed, right? But they released a couple of games since. Most of them are misses. Like, none of them managed to recapture the magic and the awe from the original title. And now there's rumors that they may make another Prince of Persia. And it's like, wow, that that is so cool. Except they're going to focus on Princess Farah. And she's going to be stronger in combat encounters. And I'm like, way to miss the fucking point. The original one had Farah as a love interest. Like, she was part of the romance. And unlike the prince, she didn't have his abilities, but she was not weak either. Farah had a bow, which gave her an advantage. The prince was fighting using swords. And so, like, she could fire from a distance, and she could appear in certain areas of the map where you couldn't reach. And she was agile, but unlike the prince, she couldn't wall run. And so you had several missions in order to create passages for her to go through. And like, the whole thing was like, it's a man and a woman completing each other. Like, there was no competition, like, oh, is Farah stronger than the prince? Oh, is she going to manage to defeat him in combat? No, like, the whole thing was that she was seducing the prince, and she was guiding him in order to end the threat that the vizier was posing. And in the end, he manages to get the girl. But anyway, right, like, this is why modern people just cannot understand how to recapture this magic. And they're like a cargo cult, pretty much. I don't think, like, the modern developers are still indoctrinated with feminism as a coherent ideology, if you will. Like, I've never heard them talk about the patriarchy or rape culture anymore. But they're still too traumatized as to be too much afraid in adding a sexy female character that's just feminine. Like, she's not more powerful than the main guy. She's not dominating. She's not controlling the pace of the action. She's just a side character as a love interest. And I definitely think that the West just does not have the ability to do this type of story anymore. Not because something is stopping them, but because they generally don't know how. I don't think, like, they can recreate these games. And what you notice is that when they do try to make a remake, like, for instance, with Gothic, they immediately cover the women up. They immediately age all of the female characters. They immediately make them look like men because they're too scared. And I genuinely don't get why. Because there's no problem with making a hyper-feminine character, because we notice Asia is doing it constantly. I mean, games like Nikkei, like Stellar Blade, they're selling. And the female characters, they're not girl bosses. And they're not, like, the same archetype. Like, did you notice that? Because in the West, you always have, like, the same archetype, like the Captain Marvel chick. Or, I suppose, the Lord of the Rings Gwendolen stereotype, where they're just stoic, angry, and they're constantly oozing with toxic energy. Not to mention the women act like they're toxic masculine as well. In video games that are Gunnar games, like Nikkei or the one with the horses, like, you have a variety of different feminine characters that you can actually encounter in real life, right? Like, you have the kind, compassionate one, you have the tsundere, you have the manipulative one. Like, there's, like, a variety of human personalities that are legit. Meanwhile, like, the Marvel girl boss chick is something that I don't encounter in real life at all. And I think that's the only type of female character that the West can make. And so when they tell me that the new Prince of Persia is going to focus on Farah and make her the strongest ever, I'm starting to think that Ubisoft still hasn't learned its lesson. I genuinely am very disappointed, because I wanted this game to have another sequel and try to recreate some of the magic from my childhood, and I would be willing to spend as much money as possible in order to get it to happen, but I don't think it will happen. And it's quite a shame. Maybe after 10 more years, who knows? Let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.